Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some Terra Tech, once again in version 0.7.3 in the R&D. Still playing around with these little micro killers, but before I really get into too much of that, I would like to say thanks for joining me. Welcome as always, I hope you have fun. If it's the first time you found me, glad you did. Feel free to come back anytime, anytime. Always glad to have you. I always try to have something kind of interesting and hopefully generally new to go that you hopefully will enjoy. And never forget, all the support is truly, truly appreciated. And if you would like to show some support and fuel my little channel, that can be easily done by simply liking some videos, the ones you like. If you don't like them anyway. It helps out. You can throw some comments down below. Suggestions, constructive criticisms, and always the subscriptions and dinging of the bell. That's always a good one too, because then it'll tell you when I have something new that hopefully you'll enjoy just as much as the one where you originally decided that I should subscribe and ding that bell, and then it's a continuous circle, but it's not a bad one. It's a really good one. It actually hopefully will be entertaining, and maybe if you're into this game as much as I am, we can share a bunch of ideas, have some cool little builds go on, and it would be awesome. Should be pretty good. But as I'm saying that, if you happen to have some cool and original builds of your own and you'd like to see them in a video, and maybe you just don't have the time, you just don't know how, if you'd like that video, all you have to do is send them in through my Saturday Showcase. I got the Saturday Showcase audition link down in the description. Take an in-game snapshot or your save game. Either one works, or both. That's always handy. Any instructions needed? Follow that link to my thread on the Terra Tech's official forum. Post the stuff there in my auditions thread, and I will find them, because it'll let me know that they're there. And then I'll make a video of them, and I'll let you know through the forums. And we can have a bunch of fun sharing ideas and having a good old time inspiring others. So far, it's been pretty fun. I've had a couple... well, more than a couple, I'll say, showcases, and I've enjoyed them. It seems like most people have enjoyed them, so, And also, there's that other form of support, that little $2 PayPal.me link. If you'd like to send in a little monetary support, that is more than welcome. That'd be super helpful and awesomely appreciated. And I will also throw your name in for 3D metal into the hat as kind of a giveaway for a metal 3D printed tech from the guys at Grab It. So if that's something you're into, miniatures and things like that, and you like Terra Tech, hey, why not combine them both? So I figured that'd be a pretty good way of, that you could help me out. I can show the appreciations afterwards. No problems. And hopefully no one gets in trouble for this idea. That's the key. So, as we're kind of just getting around, I'm getting off topic here. This little guy, he's actually a pretty formidable little dude. He scoots around, he's a little slow on the uphills and all that. He's got the firepower. The guy's carrying missiles and he's like, 15 blocks total? That's alright. I admire a little tech with that kind of firepower. But he's a little slow on the hills. So we'll give him a little speed. Just a little bit of boost. A boost. That seems to help him pretty nice. Shot him up that hill a lot better than it did the other time. And it also shoots him down and over onto his forehead. He might have been drinking. Might be a little drunk. He forgot where the brakes were. That missile seemed to work not too shabby. Skating along. Oh, I can't hurt it. I feel robbed. I like blowing it up and seeing all the pretty colors that it makes. But what can you do? Yeah, I also would like to see some different options for in the R&D. I know they're coming out with a new creative mode and R&D rework a bit. And all this stuff. This little guy, he's a handy little feller in the R&D, especially recently with all the little, every 3-second little hitches that's been going on. If you fly far enough away from the starting point, it goes away pretty good. or just restart it sometimes will work too, the R&D. This little feller, he'll scoot around about 212 mile an hour. Flat. Going up, I think it's like 208. Vertical climb. That's pretty damn good for a little guy. He ain't too fierce. He's not scary by any means, but he's fast. But I figured that was about enough of the little break, so I'm going to get back to work on this guy. And hoping, just hoping, things all work out good and I can get past where I was before. So I had way more than this done. But a lot of it's all coming together really good right now. I'm getting all the ideas from the first round that I don't want in here anymore out, like these lights. I got my spacing problem pretty much dealt with, or well in hand at least. There's still a couple things I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between. So all in all, I'm saying it's coming back pretty nice. It's gonna take a little bit. But a few hours at a time, a bunch of times, over a few days, it'll be done sometime. But I think instead of the lights, I'm going to go a little different route. Little hint, I really like the fire in the bottom letters, the X and the 1. So I guess that's a letter and a number. And I'm thinking of using that everywhere, because that just might look really frickin' sweet. Them's my hopes anyway. So that's what it looks like with all the fire. I told you it looks sweet. Like, I like that. That looks cool. The smile ain't really showing up that great, so we're going to have to do something about that. I might have forgotten it. By Joe, I think I've forgotten it. But I did put some color back there. See, we got some green, we got some yellow, got some blue. Looks kind of pretty, doesn't it? Alright, I think we might have got down to the colors here now. So we get a little bit of a variety, especially on the back there. We got a bit of all of them, all the really bright ones. But the important ones are the blue and the green and the yellow. Those are staying. Those other ones, they are going to go eventually. Because I really just need them to mark what's my ends for my conveyors, just so I can find them easy. Because I do have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different things that all fill. Yeah, nice. Oh, I still like that. I do like the fires. So yeah, this thing's coming along really nice, I think, especially since I finally got the mouth to fire up. That does make a big difference in my book. But I'm liking that a lot. I'm glad I made that. Now, if I get all the colors and all the other cool stuff to work with it, nice. They can call it useless all they want, because it'll be entertaining just to look at. I figure it'd be a nice addition for a new intro or trailer, or maybe even an avatar or an icon, or like a little logo or something like that. We'll see. I am going to try and do something kind of neat on the back here too, because I don't want a boring side. And I'm going to have to do something to cover up the mess of conveyors I am going to dump in on this end. Because there's going to be a lot of resources, a lot of sorting, a lot of moving, and maybe even a little bit of selling, just so there's not junk getting in the way, clogging things up. Like the frickin' sap. Frickin' sap, you know. It's always gumming things up, causing problems, turning into rubber and such. Not this time if I can help it. But I got to build up to that point first. This is just the main storage. That first little bit that I built there at the back, that's just the intake. I was going to do a little different, but then I want to try this at least first. Because I think this might be the most easy flowing way, is to have more than needed excess room and lots of options for things to go. So I'm going to stay big, go from there, and if I feel it's worth it, I'll knock her all off again and build it smaller. I doubt I'm going to want to build it smaller. Never know, though. The hard part is being able to bring in enough and transport it through fast enough So you can still get it done reasonably quick in the R&D, of course. Like, I'll just go over to the resource field, knock it down 6 times, bring everything back, and that'll fill what I think I need, my bare minimum, I think. So I can do that no problem. But I don't want to have to sit here and wait 6 hours for it to run through the whole damn thing. So that's the problem with trying to speed it along. And then, the lag doesn't help. But there might be some good news coming on that front. There was word on a stream a little while ago that they have been putting some serious thought into turning the physics off on the resources while they're in holding beams. So all the resources we're just storing, waiting to craft with or burn up or whatever we want to use them for, they're not going to be lagging our computers out anymore when they don't need to be. So, hey. And that is supposed to be coming somewhat soon, maybe a week or two. I can't remember exactly if it was the next unstable or the one after. I think it was the next unstable, but don't quote me on it. But either way, we're going to get that. I think it's really going to help some of the frame rate issues, lagginess, however you want to put it. It's going to at least do some positive, I believe. The game doesn't have that as much to think about. Hopefully it won't have such a headache. Like this corner's being to me. I was trying to just keep it simple and keep everything just flowing, but then, it's going to have to at least handle 3 lines to keep speed with the rest of the line. So here I am trying to squiggle this noodle work of conveyors up and through and around and all that, all the other stuff. So it's not too horrible, but it's not really the nicest either. I know there's got to be a better way, and I'll find it. Because I ain't happy with that. I'm having a hard time even working on it because I'm that unhappy with it. But what can you do? Sometimes you just got to forge on and work on some junk until you figure out what you really want to do. As long as that junk will give you some decent kind of working result, even though it may not be awesome or even cool or slightly alright. It might just be bearable. But I don't know, this is coming along fairly good. I think that rest of it's all going to work really nice. It'll just be the transition here that I'm really going to want to revisit. But you never know. I can foresee problems. And I know there was problems long times ago with when I did something like this. So we'll see if it still works the same kinda. Because these the silos, using them like this in a conveyor type manner, it used to not work so great as I thought it would. But then the filters were still real new, and everything was still getting heavily tweaked, not as nice or as not by as little as it is now, if at all. So it's hard to say. Maybe it'll work, but I don't know. I'm just gonna make it so it'll do what I know it'll do, and anything over and above that, bonus. That would be sweet. So what I'm basically kind of setting up here is a resource chunk superhighway is kind of my goal. So the silos can be the conveyors. Move 3 at once, and then when they do get stuck or stopped, there's tons of room to fill up. So basically, my resource superhighway is going to have the capacity to hold almost all the resources needed for this whole display to work all at once. Sort of. At different stages at each section. Because it'd be you'll see it better when it's done. If it ever gets done. But then from there, it needs to be able to pass them to one thing to do that option. And then it also needs to pass it to another thing to do that option. And then if it really must, it's going to have to go to another thing to be ready for the last option. So between the whole 3, I'm hoping I can keep the storage needed limited to maybe 2 or 1 maybe even would be better, of course. But 2 might be needed of extra storage setups. But yeah, I had to do that. It just brightens my day. It gets a little tiring just being back here working on this stuff for like hours. And then you tear it apart and then you start again and do something else for hours. But yeah, like I said, hours and hours. I needed a couple of them. Kind of brighten my spirits up. But no, as you can see, I got a little bit more done. I got her a little more rounded out back here, a little prettier. You can see I can actually receive stuff now. And oh yes, I prettied up that corner. That I like a lot better. Because I still got lots of option there for doing whatever I may want. I got a whole end of a large silo I can use to have shoot off of there with conveyors and whatever I may need. And there's my super highway. I actually made it double back around. So now that highway deal, it can hold way more resource chunks than any of this can use at one time. If all three sides or sections of this work at the exact same time, then it might need that many. But I don't know. I haven't really got that far in the testing. I've just loaded a ton of them into it, waited hours and hours. My computer worked hours and hours. I just went and did something else for hours and hours, and then recorded it and sped the hell out of it up out of the video so I could see what really happened within a reasonable amount of time. And as you can see, yeah, I need a little more cheering up. There's been so much lag. But now here's a little part where I did a little speed now. Do a little bit of a test. As you can see, those receivers are pulling them off of there, but those drills are kind of holding me back a little far. I could actually maybe use more. And if you're curious, what I did is I took my little harvester there, and that resource field over there, I went and I ran it over, knocked it down about 6 times. Just forward once, back twice. So that's 6 loads of that field in this thing all at once, going through here. Now I can see already that the filters may not be filtering as good as I had hoped. They seem to only grab resources off the closest side to them. So the ones on the far side of the silo are probably going to just skip right by every now and then. But that's not too bad. It cleaned that side off already. Now, if you look, this is a little faster than it would be normal speed. But even if you were to slow this down by half, that would still be fairly good for the amount of what it's doing. So, I'm happy with that. I can live with that. I think it'll be just fine. Just fine. But I do want to get all those out of there. So we're going to drop that front side off. Kind of looks like a weird smile. He's got a little smirk on his face. He's like, "Arr. You left me here laying. What are you doing?" So yeah, that's pretty good there. I just kind of got that in there. Harvester may not be the best, but what can you do? There, we'll kind of just dump him so we take it easy on the game a little bit. But yeah, that's about what I got so far. It's been coming along steadily and alright. So once again, I think this is right around where I'm probably going to be thinking about calling this one. So as always, if you do like what you saw, hope you feel more than happy to fuel up my little channel with all the likes and the support and all the comments and the suggestions and the awesomeness you guys do bring to a little channel like mine. You guys have made my whole YouTube experience. I do appreciate it, and I hope you really do know that. And also, if you do want, there's always a Saturday showcase where your cool and original techs could have their very own video made for them. If you don't know how or don't have the time or whatever the reason, I don't even care. If you would like someone even just to trudge through the lag of your monster build, that's how I got started doing them. But no, you got a cool original tech, take the in-game snapshot, the save game, either or both works for me. Find my link down in the description for the Saturday Showcase auditions. Follow it down the little rabbity hole onto the forums for Terra Tech, post it on my thread. That'll let me know that it's there, and then I'll come and find it, and well, when I can, I will make the best dang video out of it I can. And we'll have a bunch of fun sharing ideas, inspiring others, and all that cool stuff. So far, it's been a heck of a lot of fun, and I'm hoping it continues. As you can see, my little base here is getting all backed up. So yeah, that filtering thing is going to be an issue. I got a little reworking on that to do. But also, as another way, if you are interested in supporting my little channel, you could always go down in the description once again, find my little paypal.me link. It's made out for a $2 donation. If you'd like to send one on in, your hat will get your name will get thrown into a hat. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, for a 3D model tech, which will be announced to be awarded later. So if you're interested, there's what you do. So till next time, everybody, keep being awesome, keep having a good one.
Let's make this channel great.